Parking, scenario 1 of 7. The do's of parking. Park your vehicle only where it is safe and legal. Check for signs and pavement markings to do so. If you must park on the highway, pull over to the right shoulder of the road parallel to the roadway and make sure your vehicle can be seen from a distance of 60 meters in either direction. Make sure your ignition is locked, the key is removed, and the vehicle is properly braked. In case of emergency, pull over to the right side of the roadway and use your emergency indicators or flares to warn other motorists of your presence. Many people raise the hood of their vehicles to indicate they need help. Most motorists recognize and respond to this distress signal. Never move your vehicle from a parked position unless you check traffic. Signal your intention to move and pull from the curb when it is safe to do so. The don'ts of parking. Do not park 10 meters from a stop sign or other traffic control signal. Do not park 6 meters from a crosswalk. Do not park 1 meter from the point of the curb or edge of the roadway opposite of a fire hydrant. Do not park 20 meters from a bus stop. Do not park 15 meters from a railway crossing. Do not park 7 meters from the entrance to a fire station. Do not park 6 meters from the entrance to a public building, school, or church. Do not park if you are blocking a sidewalk, intersection, traffic lane, driveway, or emergency exit. Do not park if you are in front of an authorized loading door, on a bridge, or in a tunnel. Do not park on the left side of a vehicle already stopped on the side of the road. Do not park where you are obstructing the free flow of traffic. Scenario 2 of 7. If there is a curb, turn your wheels towards the center of the street. Scenario 3 of 7. If there is no curb, turn your wheels towards the edge of the street. Scenario 4 of 7. If you park facing downhill, always turn your wheel towards the edge of the street. Scenario 5 of 7. Parallel parking. When you want to park between two other parked vehicles, you must follow the procedure for parallel parking. 1. Make sure there is enough space between the two parked cars for your vehicle. 1.5 times the length of your own vehicle should be enough. 2. Drive parallel to the front of the vehicle and stop when your bumper is lined up with the back bumper of the other parked vehicle. 3. Shift to reverse and back up slowly, turning the steering wheel sharply to the right until your vehicle is approximately at a 45-degree angle to the curb. 4. When your front bumper can clear the rear bumper of the vehicle car ahead, turn the steering wheel sharply to the left and continue to back up slowly into the parking space. If necessary, straighten the wheels and move the vehicle forward in order to have an equal distance both in the front and rear for clearance. When you are parked properly, your wheels should be within 30 centimeters of the curb. Scenario 6 of 7. Angle parking. When the desired parking space is 90 degrees at a right angle to the road, you should back into the space and then drive out. You should be familiar with backing in to the space from the left and the right. Scenario 7 of 7. Angle parking. When the desired parking space is slanted at a 60-degree angle to the road, you should drive into it and back out. School buses. Scenario 1 of 1. Meeting or overtaking a school bus. Whenever you approach a school bus that has stopped to pick up or drop off school children and is displaying a visual sign such as a flashing sign and stop sign, you must stop before reaching the bus. This is true whether you are approaching the bus from the front or the rear. You must remain stopped until the bus has started up again, or the driver signals you to go on, or until the flashing lights and stop sign are deactivated. Emergency vehicles. Scenario 1 of 1. Priority is given to all emergency vehicles, including fire engines, police cars, emergency response vehicles, and ambulances. They have the right of way at all times when they are displaying flashing red lights and signaling with a bell or siren. Upon the approach of an emergency vehicle with its signal lights operating, you must 1. Yield the right-of-way immediately. 2. Put your signal on and pull over to the right-hand curb or edge of the roadway, clear of an intersection. 3. Stop and remain stopped until the emergency vehicle has passed. Following distances. Scenario 1 of 3. Make sure you have enough space between you and the vehicles in front of you. Adjust your following distance based upon the amount of traffic, speed of other vehicles, and road conditions. The minimum safe following distance for 1. Ordinary vehicles is 1 car length for every 15 kilometers, double when roads are slippery. 2. The minimum following distance for commercial vehicles is 150 meters. Large vehicles reduced visibility require a greater distance to stop. 3. The 2-second rule, or time interval driving method, is a good way to test your distance from the car ahead. The 2-second rule, or the time interval driving method, explained. The car ahead of you is about to pass a checkpoint, for example, a sign, driveway, pole, or other marker. Begin to count the seconds. Watch the car ahead of you pass the checkpoint. If it takes fewer than 2 seconds for your car to pass the same checkpoint, you are following too close to allow a safe stop. If it takes 2 seconds or more for your car to pass the same checkpoint, you have developed a reasonable following distance for ideal weather conditions between your car and the vehicle ahead. Scenario 2 of 3. To avoid hitting the car in front of you, you must 1. Pay strict attention to your driving. 2. Keep calm and watch the brake lights of the car ahead of you, but don't depend on them. They may not be working. And 3. Look for potential problems for the driver ahead of you, but never assume what the driver's actions will be. 4. Watch for a decrease in distance between your car and the one ahead. If a car ahead stops, allow enough time and distance for it to start moving again. Scenario 3 of 3. To avoid being struck from behind, you must keep your brakes in good working order. 2. Consistently look behind you. Use your mirrors and keep your rear view window clean, clear of frost and snow and other obstructions. 3. Signal in advance for turns, stops, and lane changes. Slow down gradually to alert the driver behind you. 4. Keep pace with the traffic based on weather conditions and speed limits.